So we're gonna go ahead and start sitting on the floor. Again, if you have a cushion or a blanket, that may make it more comfortable for you. Since we're gonna be sitting for the first 5 to 10 minutes this morning, we're gonna find what we call cross-legged seated pose or Sukhasana. So go ahead and sit comfortably with your pelvis a little bit higher than your hips and your knees and your feet. Cross your legs like an X. So we bring your shins and have them meet right in the middle. Flex your feet, stack your shins or knees. And give yourself some space, so allow your calves to come slightly forward. There's going to be a little bit of space between your calves and your pubis. So that way you're giving your hips and thighs space to open. Your hands are just going to rest somewhere on your thighs or on your knees, depending on how long your arms are, but allow your elbows to hug into your ribs. And then just feel your ribs lifting up, your chest lifting up, your shoulders rolling back. And with your eyes open or closed, we're going to start working on the neck and the shoulders. First, the shoulders, we're going to roll the shoulders forward. And then as we inhale, bring the shoulders up. And then as we exhale, roll the shoulders back. And again, roll the shoulders forward and then inhale them up. And then roll them back and then down. Just following your breath. I usually don't play music in my classes, so think of your breath as the music of the practice. Roll the shoulders up as you inhale, and then as you exhale, roll them back and then down. And we're going to try this 2 more times, the same direction, moving as gently or deeply as you like. And just 1 more time, roll the shoulders forward and then inhale them up, and then roll them back and down. We're going to reverse. Whenever you're ready, rolling the shoulders back, inhale them up, and forward and down. 4 more times. And 2 more times, shoulders back, inhale them up, and forward and down. And 1 more time, roll the shoulders back, inhale them up, and forward and down. We're going to hug the shoulder blades in, letting your sternum open, crown of your head reaching up as if you each had a string attached to the top of your head, sitting tall here. While your chest is open, we're going to bring the chin into the chest. Drop your head forward. Notice those sensations on your neck. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, bring your head back to neutral. And then exhale, just drop your right ear over the right shoulder. So I'm going to mirror you. Drop your right ear over the right shoulder. Let it feel heavy. And then inhale, draw your head to the center. Exhale, bring your left ear. Let it hang over your left shoulder. And then inhale, bring your head to the center. And then exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, head to the center. Exhale, bring your head back. Inhale, head to the center. Exhale, drop your right ear over the right shoulder. Place your right hand on the head. And gently just press your head down for 5. Keep breathing. And 4. And 3. And 2. And then 1. Release your hand to the leg. Inhale, head again to middle. Exhale, left ear hangs over the left shoulder. Left hand on the head and gently press the head down for 5. And 4. Keep breathing. For 3. And 2. Keep breathing. And then 1. Release your hand to the leg and inhale, head to the center. We're going to interlace the fingers next, and as you interlace your fingers, place them at the back of your head. Pressing your head gently against your hands, feeling your hands supporting your head, letting the armpits and triceps and elbows open. We'll inhale. And then as we exhale, bring your chin to your chest, bringing your elbows close together. And then as we inhale, opening your throat, your tricep, your elbows, head neutral. And then exhale, chin to the chest, elbows coming close together. And inhale, bring your head back to neutral. And then exhale, chin to the chest. And we'll move for 5 more breaths, moving at your own pace. A little deeper with each round if it feels right. We'll do 3 more rounds. And 1 more round, inhale, open. And exhale, chin in, elbows in. And then inhale, bring your head back up to neutral. Relax your hands on your legs and let's switch to cross of the legs. So bring the leg that's in the back to the front, the one in the front to the back. Again, have your shins knit in the middle and stack your shins or knees above your flex feet. Find some space between your calves and your pubis. And then with your hands on the shins, just a couple rounds of cow-cat. So as we inhale, open your abdomen, your chest, and your throat, chin up. And as we exhale, we'll round the spine, chin in. Moving with your breath again, inhale, open. And then exhale, we round. Notice those sensations in the neck, the back, the spine, the shoulders moving accordingly. Just 5 more rounds, a little deeper with each if it feels right to you. And 3 more rounds, a little deeper if that's available. And just one more time, inhale, open. And then exhale, let us round. We'll arrive in a neutral spine with the hands now moving from the shins to the kneecaps. This is called a Sufi Grind. So we're gonna move the upper body in circles. We're gonna inhale, bring the belly and chest and face forward. We're gonna move to the right knee, keeping your sit bones on the blanket or on the cushion. Come back, rounding your spine. Again, I'll mirror you. Exhale, and then find your left knee. Inhale again as you come forward. Find your right knee. Exhale as you come back, rounding your spine like a cat. And finding your left knee. Inhale, come forward. 3 more rounds to the right. Again, circles can be small or wide, your choice. One more time. And inhale, come forward. And reverse, moving to the left. And then rounding your spine. Exhale, moving to your right. And then inhale, come forward again. 4 more rounds to the left. And one last round to the left. Inhale, come forward and just letting your head feel heavy. As we inhale, roll your head, roll your neck, roll your spine up. Just one vertebra at a time, just letting your head come up last. And as we sit up straight again, this time you can keep your eyes open or you can close your eyes coming inward. If you choose to keep your eyes open, I'm going to invite you to just find a spot on the floor to focus on. We call that the drishti, or the point of focus, just for the purpose of concentration, since I just want us to hold still for a little bit. Or otherwise, you can go ahead and close your eyes, just bringing your attention inward. And then I want us to just focus on the breath. Notice how our breath feels this morning. Notice already how our body started feeling after that movement that we already practiced together. And we're going to begin to extend the breath, just tapping into our natural breathing. So as we inhale, inhale all the way down to your belly, letting the abdomen expand, the ribs and chest expand with air. And then as we exhale, feeling your chest and ribs and belly contract to your spine. Then inhale, let the abdomen, ribs, and chest expand. And as we exhale, contracting the chest and ribs and belly to the spine. Just using this breath to quiet the body, quiet the mind, and take a moment to set an intention for today's practice, maybe thinking of a word or a mantra or an affirmation that may resonate with you that you can go back to throughout the next little bit, the rest of the practice, to make this practice your own. Give yourselves 5 more breaths here. If it is helpful, you can always place one hand on your chest, the other on the belly. Inhale, letting the abdomen, ribs, and chest rise, expand, filling up with air. Exhale, contracting your chest, ribs, and abdomen to your spine. And after a breath, go ahead and release your hands to the legs, open your eyes quietly, and go ahead and move into tabletop. So we're going to come to our hands and knees. If you need some padding for your knees, please just place a blanket underneath your knees. We're gonna stack the shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees, and we're gonna begin by moving into just a couple exercises to stretch the wrists. So with your fingers spread out, knees again, hips apart. We're just gonna begin to gently rock back and forth. Inhale, rock forward, and then exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, rock back, and keep those hands wide open. That's gonna really help your wrist. Protect your wrist from working harder than they should. So think of your fingers as roots just growing through the earth. So very firmly press your fingers on the ground. Just one more time. Inhale, we rock forward, and exhale, let's rock back. And then right on the next inhale, back to the center. So once the shoulders are stacked above the wrists, hips above the knees, we're gonna be working on some core exercises. We call this spinal balance. So we're gonna extend the right foot back, curl your right toes, push your right heel against an imaginary wall. And then inhale, left arm forward. You can keep your head neutral, your gaze down on the mat. You can stay here, or as you inhale again, you're welcome to bring your right leg up, no higher than your pelvis. So make sure that your hips are neutral. Bringing your right leg back, left arm forward, holding for 5, keep breathing, and 4, and holding for 3, keep breathing, and 2, and holding for 1. Release your left hand first, the right toes down, your right knee down, and take a breath before the second side. So whenever you're ready. Inhale, curl your left toes, push your left heel back, very strong back leg, and then inhale, right arm forward. And you can stay here, you can always keep your left foot down for extra stability, or if you like to challenge yourself this morning, inhale, left leg up, again, pelvis neutral, flexing your left foot, and right arm forward. Holding for 5, keep breathing, and 4, and 3, keep breathing, and 2, and then 1, release your right hand down, left toes down, and left knee down. Now back in tabletop, turn your fingertips to the sides. You can open your hands a little bit wider if you like to, and just rock from side to side. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other, inhale to one side, exhale to the other, just for 3 more breaths, and 2 more breaths. And one last breath. And arriving back in the center, we're going to turn the fingertips forward, and we're going to repeat that same spinal balance a second time. So curl your right toes, push your right heel back, and then inhale, left arm forward. Again, you can stay here or lift your right leg up. You can also stay here or find a little bit of movement as we exhale. Bend your elbow, bend your knee, and bring them close together as you run your spine like a cat. And then inhale, extend your arm forward, your right leg back. And again, exhale, running your spine, exhale, knee to elbow. And inhale, extend. 3 more rounds, moving as slowly or as dynamically as you wish. But just following your breath. Inhale as you open, and exhale as you round. I think we only have 2 left. On this last one, I would like us to hold. So inhale, open, and then exhale, round. Elbow to the knee, chin in, round spine for 5. Keep breathing. And 4, bring your knee and elbow a little higher if you can for 3. And 2, and then 1. Inhale, extend your arm forward, right leg back, and release, and then rest for a breath or 2. Second side, whenever you're ready. Curl your left toes, push your left heel back, inhale, right arm forward. You can stay here, or you can bring your left leg up and stay here, or you can find, again, that movement that we found the first side, if you like. So exhale, run your spine, elbow to the knee, chin in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Just for 2 more rounds. And one more time, inhale, open your arm, your leg. Exhale, elbow to the knee. You can stay here and hold for 5, keep breathing. And 4, knee and elbow a little higher if you can for 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1, inhale, extend your arm forward, leg back, and then release. And come back to that tabletop. One last wrist exercise before we move into our down dogs. You can turn your fingertips now towards the backs of your mats into either a 45-degree angle or maybe even further, maybe 60 or 90 degree. Keep your heels pressing down, and we're just gonna rock forward and back. So inhale, rock forward gently. Exhale, rock back. Keeping the heels of your hands planted. Feel the stretch through your forearms and elbows and triceps. Inhale, rock forward. And exhale, rock back. And again, you can always open your arms a bit wider if you need more space. 2 more times. And one last time, inhale, rock forward. And exhale, we rock back. And then arriving in the center, we're gonna bring the fingertips forward here and move to our first downward facing dog. So curl your toes here and lift your knees and thighs and pelvis up, finding the first down dog of the practice. Now, it's very important that we make sure that our hands and feet are where they need to be. So from this down dog, find a quick plank pose. Stack your shoulders above your wrist in plank. And wherever your hands are and your feet are in plank, that's where they're going to be for down dog. This is going to help us make sure that we're not shortening the downward facing dog, which most of us may do just for the purpose of making the down dog easier. But again, we want to find that distance where your hands are in plank, and that's how far they'll be in downward facing dog. And then as soon as you come into your down dog, notice those sensations in your back and your hamstrings. It's early, so most likely we may have to bend the knees quite a lot, so that way we're not rounding the spine, because a lot of times we end up locking the legs and then rounding the spine in consequence of that. So bend your knees instead, pelvis back, lengthen the spine, keep your feet about hips width or a little bit wider, keep your arms about shoulder width or a little bit wider. And from here, you can hold still or walk your dog, just bending one knee as you press the opposite heel on the floor like you're pedaling a bike, and then bend the other knee. And as you walk here, rock gently from side to side and back and forth for 5 more breaths. And just 2 more breaths here. And just one last breath. And now from your downward facing dog, looking forward, just walk your feet to the top of your mat. So step your feet to the top of your mat. And we're gonna move into a half forward bend. So this is what we're gonna incorporate, either a chair, since most of you may not have blocks at home. You can use any chair that's stable enough. Or again, if you happen to have blocks, then you can go ahead and grab your yoga blocks. I'm gonna kind of have both in case either, you guys have either one. So we have a chair here, we have blocks. We're gonna start in a half forward bend. So I want us to bring the hands either on the seat of the chair, or if you have blocks, then just set your blocks on setting 3, which is the highest setting, and then hands on the tall blocks. Just to start very gradually bringing ourselves to the floor, a little forward, a little deeper in the forward bend. So with the hands on the chair or on the top of your blocks, we're gonna lengthen the spine, crown of your head forward, shoulders back, heels down. If you have to bend your knees, bend them, but keep your sit bones in alignment to your heels. Holding for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and holding for 3, keep breathing here. And 2, and then holding for 1. Now from here, you can stay as you are, or you can go ahead and bring your hands a little lower on your chair, or lower your blocks to setting 2. Okay. Again, lengthen your spine, crown of your head reaching forward, heels down, and hold for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and hold for 3, keep breathing. And 2, and hold for 1. If this feels deep enough, feel free to stay here, maybe go back up to the higher setting. Or if you're ready to go a little deeper, then walk your hands lower on your chair or lower your blocks to setting 2. And then hold here for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1. We're gonna now move into the full forward bend. So you can move your chair or blocks or both out of the way, and keeping your feet either hips width apart or maybe wider if you like more space. I like more space, especially in the morning as I'm tighter. We're gonna go ahead and let the whole head, the whole upper body just hang here, like gravity again. Gravity letting you just kind of come forward here. Really pressing through the 4 corners of your feet. Relax your neck and shoulders, clasp your elbows, And just gently rock side to side as we say no. Rock back and forth as we say yes. And then switch to cross of the arms, so the armlets in the back comes to the front, and continue moving from side to side and just back and forth. I'm going to turn the fan on in my room. It's getting kind of warm in here. But go ahead and continue rocking here from side to side and back and forth. Just for one last breath. And just letting your arms just hang, just let them just hang towards the floor. Try to touch them out with your fingertips if you can. And as we inhale, next, we're going to gently roll the head, roll the neck, roll the spine. Just letting your head come up last. And then rolling the shoulders up as well. And roll them back and down, opening the sternum. Coming into our first standing mountain pose. So here in mountain, we're going to stand at the top of the mat, either with the feet side to side or feet hips width, or possibly your feet a little bit wider if you need more stability this morning. Now we have a chair or blocks, but go ahead and make sure that you have either, because we're going to be working on some standing poses today, as well as some standing balances, and having a chair and blocks can be extremely helpful today. So just have either one of those nearby. Now while in mountain pose, we're going to bring the hands on the hips here. And looking forward, standing tall, roll the shoulders back, crown of your head reaching upward. We're going to inhale together, and as we exhale, we're going to step the right foot back. So step your right foot back. Your legs are going to be somewhere around 3 to 4 feet distance apart, really depending on how much space you want and the length of your legs. Now my left toes are pointing forward as you see. My right toes are going to turn out just a little bit, maybe somewhere around 45 to 60 degree angle. And as a matter of fact, I want my right leg to be aligned to my hip. So I'm going to step my right foot to the right. So my right leg is right behind my hip, instead of hiding my right foot behind my left foot. That's going to also allow my pelvis to be neutral. So as you see, my right hip is coming forward, left hip back, and my hips are pretty neutral and squared, which I want to try to keep. So distributing the weight of your body to your front and back leg, we're going to be moving into Ardha Parsvatanasana, which is a half pyramid pose. I want us to inhale together here. And then as we exhale, hanging from the hips, we're going to try to keep, again, the thighs lifting up, legs as straight as possible, spine as straight as possible. And we're going to stay here with our backs flat like tables. Now, you can bring your hands on blocks underneath your hands. I guess I already said that. Or bring your chair close and just bring your hands on the seat of the chair a little bit lower. But crown of your head reaching forward, and again, feeling your belly open, chest open, and take 3 more breaths here. Make sure that both heels are pressing on the floor and thighs are lifting upward. Again, right hip forward, left hip back. Take 1 more breath here. So we're going to be moving next into Virabhadrasana, Warrior 3. If you choose to stay in this pyramid pose longer, you're more than welcome to. If you join me on Tuesday's class, we did this Warrior 3, and some of you may have done it with me in previous classes. Either way, if you need to watch, you can watch and then join me. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and go straight into it. We're going to bend the front knee, and I'm going to push my blocks or chair in this case forward, transferring the weight of my right leg to the left leg. So I'm going to begin to balance on my left leg. If it's helpful, keep your standing leg bending if that gives you more stability this morning. My right leg straight behind me, like in the spinal balance that we did earlier when we were on our knees, remember? Flex your right foot, and then I'm going to place my left hand on my pelvis. I want to make sure I'm not doing this with the hip. So the right hip bone is turned down, right leg straight back. And then if I like, I can continue holding onto my blocks or chair, or I can reach my left arm forward, or I can also try reaching the right arm forward as well. I'm going to leave it up to you. Now you want your arm, your upper body, your right leg to be parallel to the floor. We're going to hold here for 5, keep breathing, and 4. We're going to hold here for 3, keep breathing, and 2. We're going to hold here for 1. And then placing the left hand on the chair, bend the front knee, step your right foot back. We're going to move again into the half pyramid pose. So distributing the weight of my body to my front and back leg. My back is flat like a table. I can stay here, or I can move into the full pyramid by finding a full 4 bend. So you can just push your blocks and chair forward. Bringing your face towards your shin, your chest towards your thigh. Make sure that your pelvis is still neutral. Right hip forward, left hip back. And we're gonna hold here for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1, and then we're gonna inhale again, flat back, bringing the chair and blocks a little closer. And then hands on the hips, come all the way back to standing. So for our next standing pose, we're gonna move into Trikonasana, which is standing triangle. So keeping your front leg as it is, your left toes, left knee pointing forward. We're gonna turn now the right toes out just a little bit. So the right toes turn out into an 80 or so degree angle. Still distributing the weight of your body to your front and back leg, both thighs lifting up. We're gonna move into that standing triangle by opening the arms away from one another, parallel to the floor. And looking towards your left fingers, we're gonna inhale together. As we exhale, reach your left arm as far to the left as you can. So you want to feel that nice stretch to your side body. And then you can bring your left hand to your block of your chair or to your thigh or your shin. But again, it's not a competition about how low your hand can go, because most of us bring it to the floor and then see what happens. We end up collapsing, we end up closing the belly and chest. This is a chest and abdomen opener. So you want to feel your whole torso opening up. So if you have to bring your hand higher, go ahead and do so. And then we extend the right arm up. So the right arm reaches upward, the left arm reaches down towards the chair, or towards your leg, wherever it is that you're holding on to. You can look at the wall or turn your gaze up. And imagine that you have a wall behind your back. And then as you're opening, you're twisting, turning to the wall behind you for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1. Now we're going to be moving next into another standing balance. This one is called Halfmoon Pose or Ardha Chandrasana. If you've done it, you're welcome to do it with me. You can always watch me first and then join me once you're ready. So I'm going to just go ahead and have my right hand rest on my hip. I'm going to bend my front knee and place my hand on my block or on my chair. Looking down at the block or at the floor, I'm going to go ahead and step my right foot a couple times until I'm ready to transfer the weight of my right leg to my left leg. You can keep your standing leg bending or straighten your leg as long as you are stable enough. Now, turning your left ribs to the right, right ribs back, again, as if you still have that wall and you're resting on the wall. Opening your hips, your belly, your chest. You can turn your gaze to the right wall or keep your gaze down if that gives you more stability. And if you like, open your right arm as high up as you can. Keep flexing your right foot, right leg straight behind you. And again, your leg doesn't have to come any higher than your hip. Holding for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and holding for 3, keep breathing. And 2, and holding for 1. And then place your right hand back to your hip and bend your front knee, step your right foot back. And then from here, as you keep your front knee bending, we're going to step the right foot forward and just come back to where we started in that mountain pose, Samasthiti. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a quick sip of water. If you need to do the same, feel free to do so. This is kind of a good water break before we find the second side. So we're going to be doing that whole sequence, that whole standing sequence on the left side. So again, make sure that you have your chair, you have your blocks, or either one nearby. Whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and start. So standing in mountain pose, again, feet side to side, or hips width or a little bit wider. We're gonna bring the hands to the pelvis, the hips, and keeping the right leg forward this time, we're gonna step the left leg back. So as your right toes, right knee pointing forward, the left foot may have to step to the left side a little bit, allowing your left leg to be in alignment with your hip, distributing the weight of your body to your front and back leg. Left hip forward and the right hip comes back, lifting your ribs upward. So now with your hands on your hips, we're going to inhale here together. And as we exhale, hanging from the hips, we're going to find that Ardha Chandrasana, the half pyramid pose. If you have blocks, place them underneath your hands. If you have a chair, use a chair instead. Front of your head forward. Again, left hip forward, right hip back. And keep that even distribution of your weight to your front and back leg. For 5. 4, keep breathing. And 3. And 2, keep breathing. And then 1. And if you like to stay here longer, please do. Or if you're ready to move with me into the warrior 3, We're gonna bend the front knee and transfer the weight of the left leg to the right leg. Take your time, bending your front knee a little bit or straighten your right leg a little bit more. Left leg straight back. Again, with your right hand, you can check on your pelvis. It's pretty much neutral. If you like that same right arm, you can reach it forward as you hold with your left hand the chair or the block, or you can extend the left arm forward as well. For 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1. And taking your time, very quietly place your hands back on your blocks or chair, bend your front knee and step your left foot back. As we come back to the pyramid, you may want to bring your chair closer, flat back. Now, you can stay here longer in this half pyramid pose or move into a deeper pyramid by forward bending all the way, or trying to at least. You can move your blocks and your chair forward so that you can keep your belly and chest open. Trying to bring your forehead as close to your right shin as possible, but keeping the front and back leg as straight as you can throughout the remainder of this exercise. For 5, keep breathing. And 4, and 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then 1, and half, flat back here. And we're gonna bring the hands to the hips and hinge from the hips, go all the way back up. So we're going to be moving next into the Trikonasana triangle, followed by the Halfmoon Pose. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn to my left side. So you're going to feel a little bit like I'm turning away from the camera since I'm doing the second side. Right toes forward, left toes open out a little bit, somewhere around 80-degree angle. Pelvis opens to the side, keeping that even distribution still to your front and back leg. Ribs and lifting upward, chest lifting upward, opening your arms away from one another, turning your head to the right. We're going to inhale together here. As you exhale, reach your right arm as far forward as you can, and then you can keep your hand a little higher or a little lower below your knee on your shin, or again, bring your block or chair close by, but open. Again, it's not a competition. Most of us can touch the floor, but by doing so, we end up collapsing, and we're trying to do the opposite. We're trying to open. So bring your hand wherever you need to allow that openness of your hips, belly, and chest. Left arm reaching upward, while your right arm reaches down. Looking at the wall or up, holding for 5, keep breathing. And 4, and holding for 3, keep breathing. And 2, and then holding for 1. Whenever you're ready, resting your left hand on the hip. We're gonna be slowly, mindfully moving towards that Halfmoon Pose. If you need to watch again, you can always watch and then join me. Do whatever you need to do. Because doing this pose and watching at the same time can be really hard. Or just listen to my instructions. Now that we've done it already, you most likely remember what to do. So we're gonna bend the front knee, push the chair or block forward. And then as you look down, begin to transfer the weight of your left leg to your right leg as we balance. Maybe you need to keep your standing leg bent. Slowly lifting your left leg up, no higher than your hip. Left foot flexes. And now, again, if you want to keep your standing leg bending, keep it bending, otherwise straighten your leg. You can keep your gaze down or turn your gaze to the left wall, opening your hip, your belly, your chest, your throat. If you like, extend your left arm up and finding your breath for 5, keep breathing. And 4, keep breathing. And 3, and 2, keep breathing. And then 1, and place your left hand on your hip, bend your front knee, quietly step and come back here with your front knee bending, with your hands on your hips. We're gonna step the left leg forward and find the warrior, well, the mountain pose here. So now just take a moment here in mountain pose, distributing the weight of your body through your feet, standing nice and tall. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and get back to the floor. So we're gonna find a quick flow, a quick sun salute here. With your arms to your sides and arms forward and up. And then as we exhale, forward bend. Uttanasana, reach yourself all the way down to the earth. And then as we inhale, flat back, hands to the thighs or shins. And then exhale, forward bend. Step your feet back into a downward facing dog. This will be our last down dog of this morning's practice. So you can either hold still on your dog or walk your dog one more time. I'll leave it up to you. But let's hold for 5, keep breathing. And 4. Let's hold for 3, keep breathing. And 2. And hold for 1. And then come down to your knees and we're gonna rest in child's pose. So for child's pose, bring your big toes together, knees, hips width are a little bit wider. We're gonna try to sit on our heels as much as our bodies allow. If you happen to have a block, again, you can use it, supporting your head with your block. And if not, you can just interlace your hands and just place your hands underneath your forehead, giving your forehead some support. Relax your elbows and forearms on the mat. Relax your neck and shoulders. Eyes open or closed. We're gonna inhale through the nostrils and take a long, deep exhale through your mouth. Again, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. For 3 more breaths. Again, inhaling through your nostrils, exhaling through your mouth. Just for 1 more breath. And then closing your mouth, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. For 4 more breaths. And just 2 more breaths. And just 1 last breath. And as we inhale, reach your arms forward. We're going to come up to our hands and knees. If you have a block or any other props, move those away. We're going to cross the legs and take a quick seat. And again, if you need a quick sip of water or coffee or whatever, go ahead and do what you need to do. We're going to be coming to our backs next. We're going to be moving into bridge pose. So for bridge pose, if you've never done it before, you can always watch, because it's one of those poses that it's hard to do and watch at the same time. And I don't recommend it because you don't want to move your head around. So if you need to watch me, and then join me whenever you're ready. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and just give you instructions once I drink some water. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and lie on our back. So we're gonna come into a supine position. Take your time. Your feet are gonna be flat on the ground. As for now, my feet are way too far forward, so I'm gonna walk them back because I wanna bring my heels and ankles underneath my knees. And again, my knees are gonna be somewhere around hips apart, or possibly a little bit wider. Now, if you have a wall behind you, you may want to step forward, which I'm going to do because I'm way too close. And you'll see why we need some space. So if you have anything behind you, a piece of furniture or wall, go ahead and move forward. And this is how we're going to do our bridge pose this morning. So again, with the ankles and heels below your knees, feet and knees about hips apart, arms to your sides, palms down, gaze up. Keep your head neutral, straight, looking up the whole time, again, to protect your neck. As we press down through your feet and arms and hands, we're gonna inhale, lifting the thighs, pelvis up, but also lifting the arms up simultaneously. So as your thighs and pelvis and chest come up, reach your arms up above your head for the bridge pose. And then simultaneously, very slowly, very mindfully, consciously, exhale, roll your spine down. And as your back comes down, your arms come down at the same time. So your back and your arms will most likely touch the mat at the same time. Exhale. And then inhale, opening up your thighs, your pelvis, your belly, your arms, reaching up. And whenever you're ready, exhale, round your spine, arms to your sides, pelvis to the floor. I'll give you a couple breaths to move on your own, moving as slowly as you like or as dynamically as you want, and how as you open to your bridge. And whenever you're ready, exhale as you come down, 1 vertebra at a time. Just a couple more rounds on your own. Let's do 2 more rounds. Maybe a little deeper with the spinal 2, if that's available to you. And then for the last one, I actually would like us to hold. So we're gonna inhale, bring your pelvis, thighs, belly up, arms up. And as we hold in the bridge, bring your arms to your sides. So holding your bridge, but your arms come to your sides, maybe holding on to the sides of your mat. Maybe tucking your shoulder blades in a little bit, maybe bringing your arms a little closer, side to side, or interlacing your fingers. Holding for 5, keep breathing. Finding a small tuck to your tailbone, navel in for 3, keep breathing. And 2, and holding for 1. And quietly, slowly untuck your shoulder blades, arms to your sides, palms down. Slowly roll your spine down, bring your pelvis down. Once your back and pelvis are on the floor, so go ahead and rest here. Just rest here for 5 breaths. You can even close your eyes. Just rest, observing the rise and the fall of the abdomen, ribs, and chest as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Just taking 2 more breaths. Now on the next inhale, bring your knees to your heart, hands or arms around your legs, and gently massage your back as you rock from side to side and back and forth. And again, rock from side to side and back and forth, just for 3 more breaths. We're starting to cool off since we're going to be finding Shavasana meditation real soon. So go ahead after 1 more breath. We're going to go ahead and bring the feet flat on the ground, and we're going to be doing a reclined pigeons. It's going to be a nice and gentle hip opener. I want us to place the right foot. So lift your right foot in the air, right leg in the air, and then cross, not cross completely, but place your right foot over your left thigh as you let your right hip and knee open away from your belly. And then bring your left leg up in a 90-degree angle. You can bring your hands behind your leg, trying to keep your head and shoulder blades on the floor. If you're not able to comfortably hold onto your left leg, you can always grab a towel or maybe like a piece of cloth or shirt and wrap it around your left leg instead and hold on to those things. Or simply just hold your leg with your hands. Now while your right and left foot are flex, your left leg in that 90-degree angle, take 5 breaths here. Just feeling those sensations on your hips and your thighs, your knees, making any adjustments if necessary. And if you feel the need of coming out sooner than later out of this pose, that's totally fine. But at this point, we only have 3 breaths left. And just one last breath. I'm going to gently release, placing your left foot on the ground, right foot on the ground, and we're going to repeat the same thing on the second side. So now left foot comes to the right thigh, opening your left thigh, left knee away. Inhale, right leg up into the 90-degree angle, both feet flex. And again, hands can come behind your right thigh. Otherwise, grab a strap or a piece of cloth or towel and wrap it around and hold on to that instead, allowing your head and shoulders to rest comfortably on the mat. And take 5 breaths here. Again, if you need to come out sooner than later, that's fine. Listen to your body. I'll take 2 more breaths. And then gently release your right foot down, left foot down. With both feet flat on the mat, we're actually going to open the feet and knees a little bit wider than the hips. Not quite as wide as the mat, but a little bit wider than the hips. And the arms are going to open into what we call, I'm going to move up a little bit, into what we call T-shaped arms. So open your arms, palms up. We're going to inhale together, and then as we exhale, draw your legs over to the right side for a twist. Gaze up or turn your head over to your left. And then as we inhale, come back to the center, gaze up, knees up, feet flat on the ground. And as we exhale, legs over to your left, looking up still, or turn your head over to the right. And then again, inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, twist to the right. Gaze up or turn your head to the left. Yogi choice. And inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, release, legs to the left. Gaze up or turn your head over to the right. And inhale, come back to the center. One more time. We're going to exhale, release the legs over to the right, looking up or gaze to the left. And this time, just give yourselves 5 breaths in this twist. So just hold in this twist for 5 breaths. Just letting your body digest it, take it all in. If you're not able to comfortably breathe, consider twisting a little bit more gently so that you can breathe comfortably. We'll just take 2 more breaths here. On the next inhale, come back to the center. On the exhale, twist to the left, gaze up, or turn your head to the right. Again, you can stay here for 5 breaths. If you have to come out sooner, that's fine. But like I said on the first side, if you're having issues breathing comfortably, consider twisting a little bit more gently. So that way you're able to find your full breaths, your belly breaths. Taking 1 more breath here. We're going to inhale, come back to the center. And 1 more time, we're going to bring the knees to the chest. Hands or arms around the legs, just gently massaging your back as you rock from side to side. As you rock back and forth. Rock from side to side, rock back and forth. Just for 2 more breaths before we move into our corpse pose. And then from here, bring your feet flat on the ground. Arms to your sides, palms, forearms facing up, gaze up, looking up at the ceiling. Find a spot with your eyes to focus on so that you're not looking around in your room, or simply close your eyes and bring your attention inward. If this feels more comfortable on your back, keeping your legs bending, please do this. It's a great, more therapeutic option for Shavasana, corpse pose, or otherwise, allow your legs to straighten and rest completely on the ground. Just letting your legs open somewhere about hips width apart or wider, just relaxing your feet. If you need any support, you can place a blanket or a pillow underneath your head, or a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees. Or if you're cold, cover yourself with a blanket, or cover your feet with a blanket or socks. You can always also place a piece of cloth or towel or a night pillow over your eyes, just whatever you need to make this corpse pose as comfortable as possible for you. And while you hold in this Shavasana, just let your body rest on the ground, on the mat, on the props that you may be using. Just letting your body take in and digest those asanas, those postures that we worked on for the past 40 plus minutes. Just taking a moment to notice how you feel. Observe the kind of thoughts you're having. Hopefully your mind is feeling a little more quiet than when you first showed up to the mat almost 15 minutes ago. And I invite you as well to come back to your breath, observing your inhales and your exhales. Drawing your inhale into your belly, letting the abdomen, ribs, and chest expand with air as you breathe in. And as you exhale, contracting your chest and ribs and belly to your spine, just finding stillness in the body and quiet in the mind. I'm going to give you some moments to hold here in silence. So just stay in your Shavasana just for a little bit longer. I'm going to come back to a seated position just so that I can guide you as you hold here for the rest of your Shavasana. Give ourselves 5 more breaths. I invite you to very gently begin to bring movement back into your body, just gently waking up your toes and waking up your ankles, waking up your wrists and waking up your fingers, waking up your neck and your shoulders, and just rolling your ankles and wrists to the opposite direction. I invite you next to just find a full body stretch, reaching your arms above your head, pointing your toes, flexing your feet. And then rolling to either your right or left side, just for a quick fetal position. So roll to your right or roll to your left, whichever side feels best for you this morning. Resting your head on your arm and just taking a moment to show gratitude to yourself for showing up to the mat this Thursday morning and repeating your intention if you have one. Thanking your intention for making this practice your own. And thank you all so much for joining me. Now slowly come up into a seated pose where we started. So we're going to cross the legs one more time. We're going to lengthen the spine, open the heart. We're going to bring the hands together to the heart center. And then as we inhale, I want us to place the hands gently on the forehead, on the third eye. And then as we exhale, we'll bow the head. And repeating after me, Namaste.